electroplated blue, lightning yellow, electroplated gray, two sets of 3 8-slot small cars. When placed together, can you immediately recognize which model each car is? In this video, let's see how they perform in extracting and restoring the key design features of the prototype cars. These are the Xiaomi SU7, SU7 Ultra, and Xiaomi 17 from the small angle building block numbers JD103 and JD140. The front of the packaging features the main view of the finished building blocks with product numbers, piece counts, and age recommendations marked in the corner. In terms of packaging, Fast 7 has 4 parts packages, while Royal 7 has 2-step packages and a small bag of extra parts. Fast 7 has 2 instruction booklets, one for each car, while Royal 7 has just one. The printing quality of all 3 instruction booklets is quite clear and the layout is appropriate. In terms of assembly steps, the 2 cars of Fast 7 total 131 steps, with an average of about 5.5 pieces per step. The Imperial 7 has 116 steps, with an average of about 3.4 pieces per step, and the overall distribution design is moderate. As for stickers, the Imperial 7 has a small sheet of stickers, but it's worth noting that there is currently no official Ultra version, so the decal design here is somewhat out of place.
And these 2 Fast and Furious small cars do not have stickers. All the pattern parts are printed pieces.
Let's first take a look at this Xiaomi SU7. The body uses blue electroplated parts, giving it a tranquil feel. However, I think it's actually the hardest to stand out among these 3 cars because the original car's distinctiveness mainly comes from its low-slung fastback design and through-type taillights, which are not features that can be fully expressed at this scale. So this car leans more towards capturing the essence. You can recognize it as the SU7, but it doesn't have the more obvious visual symbols like the other 2 cars. However, it simulates some small features at this scale, such as the black module on the front fender of the cockpit and the upturned ducktail design at the rear end. But with this lightning yellow SU7 Ultra, the situation is completely different. The same base as the Speed 7, but with more exaggerated aerodynamic kits, a prominent front splitter, U-shaped air blades on both sides, dual air ducts on the front hood, and a large rear wing, along with a more complex diffuser structure. The reproduction of these core visual elements is very suitable for a blocky appearance, so this car doesn't need a close look. At first glance, it tells you, I am Ultra. However, I think this rear wing is a bit too attention-grabbing, appearing overly large. Although it enhances recognition, it also makes the rear proportions seem a bit heavy. If it could be changed to a single unit panel, it might be closer to the original car's design. Finally, there is the SU7. It, along with the other 3 8-car models we reviewed earlier, comes from the same designer. Its greatest success is in fully capturing the essence of a high-performance SUV through the electroplated grey exterior parts, long hood and wide-body low stance. The halo-style taillights and hollow spoiler at the rear are also faithfully represented. Some aerodynamic designs of the prototype car, such as the air curtain ducts on both sides of the front bumper simulated with stickers and the front fender ducts on the side of the body, have been very well constructed using the layering of smooth panels. When viewed together, the most interesting aspect of the 3 cars is the family design language. The teardrop-shaped headlights are simulated using 1x1 sharp-angle parts, reflecting the smoothness of the prototype car, while the roof uses semicircular smooth panel parts to equip them all with LiDAR. So overall, the appearance of the 3 cars is well done, but they leave different impressions on players. The U7 and SU7 Ultra are instantly recognizable models, with the prototype car's features being distinct enough. The blue SU7 leans more towards resemblance, relying on proportions, taillights, and some small details to maintain its recognizability. As for playability, it cannot be judged by the standards of large-scale brick cars. The main feature of the 8 grid cars is the forward and backward movement, and all 3 cars are very smooth. Other small interactions include the adjustable angle of the rear wing on the Ultra version of the Speed 7. The regular Speed 7 version's rear cover can open and close due to being fixed with hinges, and the Royal 7 allows for flipping the front cover. There are no issues with the assembly process or the quality of the parts. By following the instructions step by step, you can basically complete one car in about 1.5 hours. After assembling the 3 cars, there are almost no leftover parts, with the only extra being a small bag of spare parts from the U7 set. Finally, let's summarize these 3 cars. If we only consider recognizability, I would place U7 and SU7 Ultra in the top tier. The U7's proportions and details are more complete, and it reproduces many of the prototype car's exterior details through assembly techniques. The Speed 7 Ultra has the strongest visual impact, whether it's the color scheme, the large rear wing, or the aerodynamic design of the front, all are well constructed. The regular Speed 7 is relatively low-key, but the dual-build configuration with the Ultra in one set allows players to complete the entire Speed 7 series at once. So, going back to the initial question, I believe that at first glance, you can quickly recognize the models they correspond to. Therefore, if you are interested in Xiaomi cars besides alloy car models and you also want to build your own Speed 7 or Royal 7 with building blocks, they are simple to assemble and reasonably priced, making them a good choice. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you think it's good, please like, follow and share, as it would greatly help us. See you in the next episode.
Then besides that, maybe it's this Ultra first. What's going on?